Yeah, definitely explore avenues and opportunities for pushing Pieces OS to utilize that data in new ways. I think that's some of the most interesting applications that Pieces OS has with its built-in functionality. Is there some interesting abstractions you could make with just a small part and add it into something that you're building that could 10x your workflow and also your application as well too. So it's very interesting to see how it can be applied, and I'm curious to see what everyone comes back with.
Yeah, and I would just add, like, for example, if you wanted to build a Chrome extension, right, and you wanted this for yourself or whatever, maybe you put it out there and it's powered by Pieces OS. Imagine trying to ship like Llama 2 or Code Llama in WebAssembly or TypeScript or whatever else. It's a whole thing, right? So you'd be super limited, but with a simple HTTP or a WebSocket request, you can call Pieces OS and it can run hardware accelerated Mac OS, Linux, and Windows, that large language model, right?
Yeah, and I like to you kind of highlight that there are a lot of integrations that are being built for some other projects where you could actually run local large language models directly in your browser, and of course Pieces OS can enable you to do that directly. So even if you, like, let's say, don't have internet access, you could essentially, as like Savo mentioned, use that Chrome extension. One of the personal projects that I very recently built was how you can, like, basically upload a PDF document and just summarize it directly inside of your browser using one of the open source large language models, and having like a vector database running directly in the browser with the help of WebAssembly. So I mean the kind of performance that you get even with browser, especially with like WebGPU, WebAssembly, it's limitless. And of course, powering everything with LLMs is one of the unique attributes that you get with Pieces OS as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And like the starter project, that it will be in the Discord as well. I saw that message earlier, and it's on the NPM page as well too. But what will start to happen is these starter projects will start to evolve from just being an example project to, okay, here is a web environment that is configured and set up for you to be able to immediately start like having a conversation with our Copilot. Right. Or you could have a setup that is set so that you can immediately save some code from somewhere and like learn more about it. Things, little utilities like that will help give great jumping off points for projects.
Are you all able to see my screen by chance?
Let me stop.
Not yet.
I was gonna do something for Dreams API real quick to make sure to see if we can get them helped out. But I'll show you guys a little bit of Pieces desktop app. So, some of the stuff we were just talking about there, where everything is enriched, tagged, titled, or if you want to use the copilots, like you can go in, you can say, hey, Llama 2, or use a cloud model like, OpenAI or Google. All of that is available in the SDK, and you can certainly access all that functionality. But for Dreams AI, I think I can help you out here. So if you're on the last screen, you've kind of like selected some of your stuff. Blended, advanced, high levels of enrichment. You come in, you select your default views. If you're on this screen, you don't necessarily need to, fill any of these out or these up top. I think you just want to select your primary one here, and then you're like, hey, am I an individual, teams, or both? And that just helps the Pieces system know, like, hey, do we add related people to your stuff or not? And then you should be able to hopefully click that finish onboarding button.
Yeah, I believe that's the only one that's required on there.
Yeah, I think so. But you can, of course, choose your subdomain for your cloud instance and integrate with some of the other tools like Teams or GitHub. But yeah, just finish onboarding, and then if that doesn't work, we can get you up and running very quick, and we will figure out why that wasn't working. But yeah, hopefully that maybe helps. I'm not sure.
And yeah, I mean, if you're still facing issues, you can join our Discord server, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
Yeah.
So yeah, question there. I would say this. Basically, the best way is to come to the community meetups, right? We'll do once a week. Hopefully that worked for you, Dreams. I got you. Dreams API, let's go. But yeah, come to the community meetings, follow Jordan. Jordan will be putting out samples, kind of like, PRs that have, hey, new feature, here's how I did it. We'll have SDK releases and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, building with open source just begins with building the relationship too. Hey, I know who to ask we'll bring our CTOs on, our CTO will bring our CPO on, maybe even our chief AI officer, and myself as a CEO. I do try to stay very informed. I am a technical CEO, so I can probably help you out sometimes too. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's see. How can I get involved with and work with the open source? I think that was the same question.
I think so.
Sure. Okay.
The other one was like, how could I get started with developing open source? And this one is more like, how can I get involved with the community, I suppose? And I mean, a good way to just get involved with the community, at least from how I'm understanding this, is just going to be interacting on GitHub and interacting on Discord. Like being in GitHub and like just keeping up with the PRs, like Sav was saying, things that are moving around and things that are going on, and keeping up with that, but interacting with other members of the community inside of Discord, new members coming into that channel and into the server as a whole. Just stay. It's a great way to just really be involved, even if all of the work that you would like to do doesn't come up immediately. Starting that connection is really the first step.
Exactly. And sorry, classic CEO status right here, just sending an email saying running a bit late. But yeah, I would say, do we have a public calendar that I could subscribe to for events? I don't think formally right now, but we should definitely do that.
We'll do that for sure. Great idea.
Yeah.
But just to answer another thing, that whenever we are planning out any community events, they are there on the Discord events section. So if you join our Discord, you can quickly just look at all the upcoming events. It should be right in the top called events. So for instance, like we have our one upcoming event regarding like it's a fireside chat. So yeah, we'll be creating all events that will be listed over there in the Discord server as well.
It'd be nice to use those events too for more regular things, not just necessarily like large events, but like when we have a release going out or when we have something coming up that's like a little bit bigger, that's not necessarily like an AMA. It'd be cool to use that for more things as well too.
That's right. And I would add, like, we are very vocal on our platforms. So like YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, like basically everywhere. We try to keep the community as informed as possible. But to say the least, we're about a week in. I think we generated the TypeScript SDK in like 24 hours, which is pretty chill. Jordan was kind of using the explicit routes, but we do have a full autocomplete TypeScript SDK that our VS Code plugin uses, Obsidian, Jupyter Hub. That'll be all open sourced, here in the near future. And then we're going to make a sprint to get the other SDKs up and running very quick. But yeah, there we go. So I wanted to kind of wrap this because I do actually have to jump. I will say thank you everyone for joining. I'm pumped about it. We'll see how it goes, right? We're building crazy stuff, and there's no reason you shouldn't be able to build crazy stuff too on top of our work. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and Dreams, we'll get that set up. I like what you're saying about the benefit of the Google Calendar thing. So that's great. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. And yeah, join Discord, be active in the community, and let's start building some cool stuff together.
Yeah, I'll say we're goofy, we're down to earth, like nothing's perfect. Hit us up anytime. Like, I know it's intimidating sometimes to like get into a community, but I promise you, like, we're not perfect. So, we're here. We're here to make it happen.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. And thank you, Chevy, for hopping on and just kind of kicking it, riffing on some of this stuff. And we'll be talking to everyone very soon. Thanks for the interest. Have a great Friday. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.